Hello, and welcome to Sharing Stories, a seasonal podcast featuring profiles of help and hope from the Season of Sharing Fund. I'm David Boyer. Did you know that adults over 50 are the fastest growing group of people experiencing homelessness in America? Their fixed income simply can't keep up with rising rents and inflation. What this means is that many of our older neighbors are one crisis away from falling behind and having an incredibly hard time catching up. They're one crisis away from having to choose between rent and necessities like food and medicine. And in some cases, one crisis away from becoming homeless. Thanks to our donors and partner agencies, since 1986, Season of Sharing Fund has been able to provide some peace of mind to more than 185,000 people in the Bay Area. The fund has been there for individuals and families when a month or two of rent made the difference between staying in their home and becoming unhoused. Over the course of this series, I'm going to introduce you to a few folks who've recently received one-time support from Season of Sharing Fund, plus a couple of people who helped make it happen.
Are you David?
I am.
David, I'm Marlus.
Hi, Marlus.
Come on.
Today, we'll meet Marlus Stewart and her Shih Tzu, Mercedes Marie. I visited them at their apartment in Sonoma County. Season of Sharing helped her pay the deposit, so she was able to move into a new building just for seniors. Oh, hello.
So this is the apartment building. That's our community room.
Great.
So I wear a mask in the elevator because I've had COVID twice since I've been here, and I end up in the hospital really sick. So I have to be very careful.
For decades, Marlus worked for nonprofits that helped people overcome addiction. But when she got sick and a family tragedy struck, it was Marlus who needed a little assistance.
Do you want some water? I have bottled water if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
Love some.
My name is Marlus Stewart, and this is my dog, Mercedes Marie. And it's me and her. We live here. I am a 71-year-old woman who has had help through Season of Sharing to get into my apartment, and that took me from being homeless, living in my car and living at other people's houses, to my own house for me and my dog Mercedes.
I'm curious, what does the word home mean to you?
Home is to me a place that is mine. I feel comfortable, I feel safe, I can cook, have friends over, I can watch TV, read a book, or just lay around all day if I feel like it. You have to be 62 or older to live here. And, when you reach a certain age, things are different. We kind of stick together. We watch out for each other. Like, if I don't see somebody for a few days, I call them to make sure that they're okay. And that's what we do for each other here. And you don't find that at too many places. So I like being here. I feel safe. I feel like if I needed somebody, they're right there. The first time I got sick here, it was in the middle of the night, and I was so sick, I just got downstairs, and I ended up knocking on somebody's door and asking them to call an ambulance for me. I couldn't even get my phone or do anything like that. I was throwing up, so he called an ambulance and he sat with me until they came. And it was like in the middle of the night. Most places people wouldn't have answered their doors.
The building's location is particularly appealing. There are plenty of leafy spots to walk Mercedes, and it's right next door to Kaiser, so Marlus can also walk to her doctor's appointments and to pick up her prescriptions.
I still drive, but once I'm not driving anymore, I can walk to Lucky's or to Safeway or take the bus. And right now, I help people that can't drive and don't have any family. I take them to the store to get their groceries and that. I try to help people that don't have family because I don't have any family really left. I have my granddaughter, but she has 6 kids, and I've figured it out to take care of myself.
The holiday season means a lot to Marlus, but she's had to adjust her rituals as she's gotten older.
At holidays, I used to have my whole family, my son and his kids, and my mother-in-law and my aunt. We'd have big dinners. Now, since my son passed away and a lot of my family have passed away, I don't have those family dinners. So now what I do is I cook a big holiday dinner and I take it downstairs, and people that don't have family come and we eat together, like at Thanksgiving and Christmas and big holidays.
So if you don't mind, can you tell me a bit about your childhood?
I was born in Sioux City, Iowa, and I had 6 brothers and sisters. My mother died first. I was 11. And my father died 6 months later. And the 4 youngest of us kids, we were sent out here to California to live with an aunt and uncle. And the other brothers and sisters stayed back in the Midwest. And so I hit Marin County in the 60s. And you have to understand that I came from the Midwest. We weren't very wealthy. And so it was quite a culture shock. So even though I lived in a nicer house, I lived in Marin County, I had a lot of advantages that I didn't have with my parents, I would have given anything to go back and be with my family. It was hard here for me. And then I graduated from high school, and I ended up turning 18 in February, had my son in March, and graduated in June. And I was already out on my own. I had been emancipated, so I was living on my own. And so that's about all I can say.
Yeah.
Mercedes. Go lay down. Mama give you a Charlie bear. Come on. Come on. But you gotta be quiet. Come here. You're distracting Mommy. There. And so that's how I ended up in California. I ended up here, and I am a recovering addict. I got clean in 1985. I came from Marin County up here and went into a program, and I was there for a year, and then I decided that I wanted to help other people, because if I could change my life, they could change their life. And so I ended up going to work for a nonprofit here in Sonoma County. Mercedes. It was drug and alcohol treatment for adolescents. We had programs in schools. We had programs for women and children. We had residential for adults. So we did a lot of work. I started out as a receptionist, and over the years, I worked my way up to where I was first I was the associate executive director, and then when my boss retired, I took over the agency. And after I went to work for the county. And so I helped people.
And when you say, if I could do it, anyone could, how does one do it?
Well, when I came to Sonoma County, I had left Marin County, and I left all that. I left everything behind me, and I went into a program, and it was a 12-step program, and I saw other people that had come from similar situations like I had been in, and they were working, had a family, were clean and sober, and so I knew that if they could do it, I could do it too. So I got clean and sober, and I started helping other people.
Do you go back to Marin ever, and sort of what's it like to be there?
I went there once before I finished the residential program that I was in, and I saw some people that I knew from before, and I realized that they were doing the same things and saying the same things they were saying when I left. Nothing had changed. And so I knew then that there was no place back there for me. So.
Wow.
Yeah. And my son also had a problem with drugs and alcohol. And yeah, so that was the hardest thing for me. I still feel a lot of guilt. And I should have known he was suicidal. I should have known. But I didn't. And I don't know if there was anything I could have done, but.
Understandably, it has been a rough few years for Marlus.
After I retired, I got really sick, and I ended up having to go to live with my granddaughter, and I lost everything. And so that it didn't work out for me to live with my granddaughter and all her children. It was too hard for me at my age. And so I left there, and I stayed in motels. I stayed in my car. I stayed at friends. I just did what I had to do with Mercedes. And after all these years to be homeless, it was hard. And my son had committed suicide in the midst of all this. So it was, I lost it. Yeah. And I got angry a lot, but I tried to push that aside and look at the positive in everything. And it was hard. It was hard sometimes. I worked hard. I worked and took care of myself for a long time, and everything just kind of fell apart. I rented a room for a while, and I applied for Section 8 housing and all kinds of lotteries. And fortunately, I still can use a computer. I still have a computer. I can fill out applications. So it wasn't as difficult for me as I think it would be for some people my age that maybe never used computers. So, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and it's discouraging sometimes after you go through all that, and then they tell you, oh, you didn't qualify, or you make too much money, or, I wouldn't get in, and they would tell me, well, apply in 5 years, and I said, I'll be dead in 5 years, I don't think I deserve it or need it any more than a younger person. But when you tell somebody at 71, wait 5 years, the first thought in your mind is, forget it, I won't even be around then. I need help now. So you just pick yourself up and keep going. That's all you can do. So try to stay positive, that's all.
Finally, in 2022, things began to look up.
I ended up getting in a lottery, and I got a apartment downtown, and when they wanted a deposit, I had to come up with the rent first, and I only get my Social Security and a small pension from the county. So I didn't have anything to fall back on. And so I had to find some way to get the deposit. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had it. I wouldn't have been able to get an apartment because it's hard to come up with that and your rent and survive, And Season of Sharing helped me with the deposit for my apartment downtown. They paid the deposit. And without a deposit, I would be back out on the street.
Like many Season of Sharing Fund recipients, Marlus learned about the fund through a local caseworker who was helping her find housing. After Marlus won the lottery, that woman told her about the Season of Sharing Fund and what she needed to submit to apply.
Bank statements, proof of income, things like that. That's all. It wasn't, I don't remember it being too overwhelming for me, so I just took pictures of everything and sent it in. Because at the time I only had my cell phone. I didn't have my computer. But I sent it to the lady that they assigned me to for Season of Sharing. And she went through the whole process with me. So it was great.
She remembers finding out that the Season of Sharing Fund was going to be able to help her.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. Mercedes and I had been without a home for a while, so I just couldn't believe it.
The building was for all ages, and she lived there for a little over a year. When a new senior housing complex opened up nearby, she was able to secure an apartment there. And because her new building is owned and managed by the same company as her old building, she was able to seamlessly transfer the original deposit from Season of Sharing Fund to her new home.
I don't know what would have happened if the Season of Sharing hadn't helped me with my deposit. I wouldn't be where I am today. It was a lifeline to a home for me. And I feel like I'll live here till I die. So that's what living here means for me. I have a place to finish my life in. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that need help. I see them every day, and sleeping in the bus stop, sleeping on the sidewalk. They don't even have a car to sleep in. And so you can see the need that is there. So that's why I have always been willing to help anyway. Plus, working for a nonprofit for 30 years, I know how tight the funding is. And so if I can help Season of Sharing get the funding they need to continue this, then I'll help.
Mercedes.
Yes, Mercedes is barking. Mercedes is, I think, wanting to go out for a walk.
I can't thank you enough for taking the time.
I hope it's good and it helps Season of Sharing.
Are you going to take her for a walk?
Yeah, I am.
Can I join you?
Yeah, she doesn't go very far when other people are there. Okay, we're gonna go. You ready to go? Let's go.
Face.
Let's go. I know, I don't know what I would do without her.
I know.
Mama would be lost.
Thanks for listening to Sharing Stories, a seasonal podcast from the Season of Sharing Fund.
Okay, Mercedes Marie. Let's go to the elevator. Come on, sissy girl.
Season of Sharing Fund provides one-time financial assistance to individuals and families in the Bay Area during times of crisis, when a little support can have an enormous impact. Together, we help our neighbors remain housed, cared for, and nourished, so they can get back on their feet.
Here we go. Mercedes, come on, let's go. You can come over and get a treat from Robert. Then you gotta go potty, huh? Come on.
There you go, Mercedes.
If you want to hear more stories like Marlus's, go to seasonofsharing.org/podcast. And if you want to give peace of mind to a neighbor in crisis,
Hi, Joyce.
you can donate to the Season of Sharing Fund there too. 100% of your donation will go to providing relief to local people experiencing unexpected crises. Until next time, I'm David Boyer, and this is Sharing Stories.